Hello everyone, it's Deb again. So I just wanted to give you a progress update for this week. Today's Sunday and my ex and I were able to work on the rig for about 5 hours today, and we didn't get as much done as you'd think we should get done in 5 hours, but you know, we are building as we go, we're measuring as we go, we're building as we, designing, building, figuring things out as we go, because this is such a strange, odd shape, you know, so it's taking a little bit longer than it should, I suppose. But up here in the flooring area, last night I got the third coat on. I was going to try to get the fourth coat on, but it rained last night, and so the humidity was raising, and it took longer to dry than I had time for. By the time it was dry enough to do another coat, it was like 9:30, and I can't do that because I have to leave that door hanging open for until the side here dries, because it touches that carpet on the door, so I have to leave it open the whole time that it's wet and still tacky. So, but this is 3 coats and it's pretty nice. I mean, I think 4 coats will be enough. If not, it's no big deal. I'll put a 5th coat on there. But this is what we got done today. We've got this board in. This is 36 inches tall, and this cleat was already there. Remember, this was the area for my my board to come out. This is the board, and so this still needs polyurethane. I sanded it last night, but I still have to polyurethane both sides, and so I'll explain this red line later when I get down to that end. But I can just pull this out. I mean, right now I'm sitting where the refrigerator would be, but like if I was sitting right here or on my bed, you know, if I was sleeping especially, I think this is going to be most useful for setting my fan. I have a round 12-volt fan that I can set right here and have it blowing towards me as I'm laying in bed right there. And so I think that's going to be a good landing place for my fan. And also, if I have to make coffee in here or something, I can set my little 500-watt electric burner right on here and boil some water, because I just make instant coffee, so it's no big deal. But these are cleats, or whatever you want to call them, just holding boards. Did you hear that creak, that crack? Hold on, I gotta show you this. This board, this was the 1/4 inch board that we got to make the flooring, to make the drop down flooring. But you know what? I'm almost thinking this 1/4 inch is not thick enough. Now I'm wondering if we should have went ahead with the original plan was to cut this out, because this was just that one big piece of plywood right here, and we cut out this part and I was just going to drop it down. Well, that was adding to the thickness, and it would have made it harder, excuse me while I mess with my dress, it would have made it harder for me to get in and out of, because I've already got that step there. I had to take the trim panel out because I'm polyurethaning. But if I would have had the original 1/2 inch board there, it would have made it even taller, and I was just trying to make it easier to get in and out of the rig. But that's twice that I've stood on this and I've heard a little crack. So I hope this is going to be strong enough, because if not, I'm going to have to redo this whole area. I'd almost rather redo it now and get it over with, but I know he doesn't want to mess with it, so I might just have to deal with it. Whatever. Sorry about that little break. But these boards here, these are 1x2s, and we've got one on both ends, and then he was just going to put 2 in the middle, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you. Yeah, you can. There's 2 down there, and I had to do that because I wanted to pull this plank out as far as possible, because, you know, he had just planned on the 4 of them, but when I pulled it out, I was only getting half the plank, and that was probably enough, but I wanted more because there may be a time when I want more than just my dual fuel stove out there, and that it didn't leave that much area for much else than that. And so I drew this line here to show me when I'm outside and I'm pulling it out. When I see that red line, I have to stop. And I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, this was already there, so we added those pieces. I still have to polyurethane this and put some kind of strap on here, because this is going to be a drawer. This area right here will be a drawer, and so I'm not going to be able to reach in here, because now I reach in here and that's how I get it out, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do that. So we've got a maybe just like a leather strap or something, so I can pull that out. So this is the one vertical wall. There's going to be two of these. It's 36 inches tall, and we had to cut it out. It's the initial cut was 56 inches all the way, but we had to cut it out in that L shape there, because of the structure of the vehicle. See, we can take this all the way out, but like I showed you in that one video, if we would have went all the way to the top, we would have been out of the vehicle, and obviously I couldn't do that. And if you see right there, that's 36 inches, and so I guess I could have made it a little bit shorter and gone under that hump, but then that still would have only been, you know, that much, and I would have had to stop. So it would have been that much more. So it made sense just to take it out as far as I could, and then, you know, right when we could, so right there, that's when we had to stop. So that's about 45 inches, I think, from the front to the back right here. And so it looks pretty janky, but you know, there's nothing else I could have done. And so this has all been screwed. We nailed it first, and then we screwed it. And down here, we nailed it first, and then screwed it. This board went on first, so this part was already here. You've seen that hanging out in my yard for a while. Let me get out of the rig. So this was already here. This L-shaped part was already here. So today the first thing we did was attach. We cut this and then attached it down here, and then we brought the refrigerator freezer out here, and we were doing some experimenting and getting some measurements and stuff, but that's been taken back into the garage. Sorry, you're gonna see my shadow. And so back here, after we put this piece on, then we put these cleats on. Those run the whole length of it, 56 inches. Those are 1x2s. And so the drawer will be in this cavity right here. That shadow looks horrible. But I don't have any other time to make this video. Sorry guys. So yeah, then we put these cleats on. And yeah, I think we nailed first. No, we didn't even have to nail first. I held it at the other end, and he stood right here. He put that screw in, and then he came down and put that screw in, and then we did the middle screws, the same side over here. We pulled this whole thing out like that. You know, we had it like all the way over as far as we could, and he was working on that side and that side, or we were both working on it. I did a lot of it. I have to, you know, I wasn't slacking or anything. You can see it just fits. Like, it just fits. Can you see that? There's like no wasted space there. And it comes all the way back as far as it can. Well, I just made it a little bit crooked, but you can tell. So yeah, we've got cleats right there. And the drawer itself can be, because I was worried about these taking up my drawer space, but as he explained to me, which I didn't even think about, the drawer itself can be smaller than what's in the drawer. So my Instant Pot and stuff, even though the sides of the drawer are going to have to be down here, that doesn't mean that I can't still use this space. So I guess I'm not going to lose any space by having those there, but we had to have them there. There was no other way around it. It wouldn't have worked to put them on top or anything. I'm not a construction worker. I'm not a designer. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to work with him. He's got a lot more experience than I do. But yeah, this is he did not want to put this one in because it was extra work for him. He was wanting to leave to go ride his motorcycle all day. But when we pulled this out to right there, that was where it would have had to stop. And that's about half of the board, and my stove would have taken up easily half of that, and that would have given me just a little bit more. And I was like, man, that's a really long board. I would like to have more use of it. And so I pulled it out even farther, and I was like, you know, that's better. But when I did that, there was nothing there. Like, let me pull it out so I can show you. It would have been like that, and look, like, that would not work. So I was like, you know, maybe if we put another one of those boards just really right up close to the thing, then I could have it out almost all the way, and it's still okay. It's still sturdy enough. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. I can just use the heaviest stuff. I can just maybe have my stove there if I've got a big heavy pot or something. And I don't have to have it pulled out like that all the time. I just wanted the option to pull it out as far as I could. And because I did that, I went ahead and took my magic marker. I know it looks corny, but I don't care. When I see that red line and I'm out here pulling that out, and I see that, I know I have to stop. So that's my stopper. I'm not going to be able to build a mechanical, physical stopper because this thing has to be able to slide both frontwards and backwards. So I'm just going to use that mark as a reminder for me to stop. So I still have to pull that out and polyurethane it. And down here, you see that? Those are two strips of UHMW tape that was left over from a job that we did many years ago, actually. It's just very, very, very thin UHMW tape, and it helps the drawer to slide in and out. Sorry, my neighbor's air conditioner is on, and it's probably not going to go off anytime soon. It's super hot and humid here. But we took it 2 strips from end to end, and now it makes it really nice and easy to slide. This is polyurethane, but we didn't want to have the wood on wood kind of, you know, rubbing, and so we put that down. And this is really very tight in here, and we actually had to sand down the edge even further because it's so humid. This is about as humid as an environment I ever want to be in. So we went ahead and took it was probably maybe an 1/8 of an inch maybe off. It was definitely a 1/16 of an inch off of one side of this, just so that it would fit in there. And now it's good to go, and it will shrink. Once I get out west, the wood will shrink. But for right now, it's good to go in this like 70% humidity or whatever. So after we got that done, then we did this top piece, and I had to sacrifice. I did my calculating wrong on the wood, and instead of going back and buying another piece of plywood, I had to sacrifice the full 50, because I had 4 pieces at 56 inches, and one of them was supposed to be the ceiling of this, the top of this box, but I can't do that now because I miscalculated on the wood. I thought that this center piece was going to be the scrap pieces, the 40 by 48 pieces that I had left over. I thought I was going to be able to make these verticals out of those scrap pieces. I totally did not even think about the fact that I have to go all the way up here. Well, I did, but I was just like really like, well, I don't know, I'll figure out something else up front. But today when I was sitting there thinking about it, there was just no way, and there was just no way. So instead of this being the scrap leftover, this had to be one of those 56-inch pieces, and we're gonna have to do the same thing right here. So what I was going to do with those long pieces was cut two 21-inch strips, one for here and one for here, and we couldn't do that. Well, we could do that, but okay, and now I have to sacrifice it. So we still had to do that. We still had to cut this. This is 21 inches from here to here, and he cut out a notch right there to fit around the curve, and it's all the way 56 inches. So this is the long piece, this is a long piece. I've got to do another one here. So it's possible I won't have enough wood unless I like rig something up. So instead of a full one piece for the top, I think I'm gonna have two pieces, but it's gonna be where you can't really notice it. I don't think anybody's gonna even know or be able to tell, or you know, nobody's gonna care anyways. But instead of being one piece for the top of this box, it's gonna be one of the leftover pieces plus another, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 inch strip times or by 48 inches wide. So I know it's gonna be janky, but maybe nobody else will notice, you know what I mean? So, all right, that's my update. I will get back to you another time. Bye.